Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers dads pose for an iconic Notre Dame photo, reminding us of the importance of NFL bloodlines. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has always been clear that he puts a special value on football players who already have NFL bloodlines. Just last year, he explained the importance. Football is less of a mystery for them. When someone in your close proximity is living that out, be it an older sibling or a parent, you see it. You know what it's about. You understand it. I think that creates a higher potential floor and makes the acquisition less mystical. Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman appears to share the same philosophy. 3 members of his 2025 recruiting class don't just have NFL bloodlines, they're all prodigies of black and gold icons. Judging by a recent photo shoot, the players, their fathers, and the Fighting Irish are fully embracing those legacies. The above photo features former Steelers Plaxico Burress, Ike Taylor, and Jerome Bettis with their sons, who are all coming to South Bend in 2025. Ike Taylor's son, Ivan, is a 4-star safety out of West Orange High School in Winter Garden, Florida. He's ranked 50th overall and 5th at his position according to 247 Sports list of 2025 prospects. Elijah Burress is a 3-star wide receiver from DePaul Catholic High School in Wayne, New Jersey. Jerome Bettis Jr. is another 3-star receiver from Atlanta's Woodward Academy. The Steelers' sons helped give Notre Dame the second highest-ranked recruiting class in the nation. The connections between the Steelers and the Fighting Irish don't end there. Ryan Clark's son, Jordan, transferred to Notre Dame this offseason. However, all 4 Steelers sons won't have the chance to take the field together, as Clark's college eligibility will run out before the others arrive on campus. Bettis, Burress, and Taylor didn't have a ton of overlap in Pittsburgh, but they all played together for the 2003 and 2004 seasons. Taylor and Bettis would be part of the 2005 Super Bowl season. The sons' legacies must be particularly special for Bettis, who played at Notre Dame from 1990 to 1992, where he rushed for 1,912 yards and 27 touchdowns. He added another 429 yards and 6 touchdowns through the air. Bettis Jr. is aware that he'll need to have to forge his own journey. He's already changed his number away from his father's, symbolizing that he's his own man. In 2023, Bettis Jr. earned 30 receptions for 369 yards and 4 touchdowns for Woodward Academy. He also tallied 34 tackles and 2 interceptions on defense. He turned down offers from Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Georgia Tech to join the Fighting Irish. Ivan Taylor was recruited by Alabama, Michigan, and Florida before choosing Notre Dame. He had 45 tackles, an interception, and 4 forced fumbles in 2023, but his sophomore season was even more impressive, with 65 tackles, 8 pass breakups, and 3 interceptions. Elijah Burress committed to Notre Dame after receiving other offers from Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Duke. In 2023, he caught 24 passes for 434 yards and 5 touchdowns. Given Tomlin's affinity for players with these bona fides, he may need to sign another extension to find out if Taylor, Burress, or Bettis Jr. have the potential to follow in their father's black and gold footsteps. Breaking: Pittsburgh Steelers suddenly cut former second-round WR amid Brandon Aiyuk trade rumors. The Pittsburgh Steelers are parting ways with a wide receiver following OTAs. The news comes as the Steelers continue to be linked to receivers this offseason. San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk has been mentioned as a logical player for the Steelers to trade for. The Steelers' trials at wide receiver this spring have been well documented. After trading Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers this offseason, the Steelers are still looking for a number 2 WR to play alongside George Pickens. The Steelers' receiver core looked poor at OTAs. As previously discussed on GH, the Steelers are considered a top destination for Aiyuk, One of these situations that appears to only be getting messier is that between All-Pro wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk and the San Francisco 49ers. Should the two sides be unable to reach an agreement, the 49ers may be willing to trade the disgruntled pass catcher. If they do, Corey Benjamin of CBS believes the Steelers could be a top destination, repeatedly linked to Aiyuk via both report and rumor. The Steelers jettisoned Deontay Johnson earlier this offseason, and while Roman Wilson arrived in the draft, they could still use a veteran complement to George Pickens as Russell Wilson and Justin Fields square off for quarterback duties. Aiyuk's downfield dynamism could be a perfect fit for their otherwise rugged offense. The Steelers opened up their roster for a shakeup at wide receiver. According to Mike Garafolo with the NFL Network, the Steelers are waiving Denzel Mims. The hashtag Steelers are waiving WR Denzel Mims, source says. Former hashtag Jets second-round pick had been with Pittsburgh since last October on the practice squad. Mims has appeared in 30 NFL games and started in 15. He's recorded 42 receptions for 676 yards. The Steelers can use Mims' open roster spot on another wide receiver. Maybe they can fill it by completing a trade for Aiyuk. Could Steelers turn to familiar face for WR help? The Steelers were named to have the second biggest roster hole in the NFL without a legitimate number 2 wide receiver. Then, on Wednesday, Pittsburgh announced it was waiving wide receiver Denzel Mims and safety Trenton Thompson, creating 2 spots on the 90-man roster. Could one of the openings be used to reunite with a former second-round pick? Wide receiver James Washington, a second-round pick by the Steelers in 2018, announced he is attempting to make an NFL comeback in an Instagram video. "I was forgotten about, and I want to show the world I still have it," Washington said. "People say, he's done. He's washed. There's still a lot of meat left on the bone conditioning-wise, physical-wise. I'm stronger than ever. I train 5 days a week, and the other 2 days of the week I'm thinking about it." Washington has played in only 2 games the past 2 years due to a Jones fracture and was not on a team last season after the New Orleans Saints and the Indianapolis Colts cut him in August. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, Washington has received multiple inquiries from teams and could be trying out for them soon. So if Pittsburgh is at least a little interested in the 28-year-old, it should move soon. He wouldn't come in immediately to be the Steelers' number 2 wide receiver, but if he's finally healthy, he may be better than they currently have. None of the team's number 2 options in Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin III, Quez Watkins, and Scotty Miller eclipsed 200 receiving yards in 2023. Washington amassed 114 catches for 1,629 yards and 11 touchdowns during his 4 years in Pittsburgh. Of course, the question is whether Washington can return to that level of play, but he believes he can after having surgery to repair the Jones fracture. "Injuries happen," Washington added. "It's not about how you handle it. It's about how you come back." And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of James Washington? Leave your opinion in the comments.